Day 112, verses 4 to 6, Beyond the Temple Doors. Namaste and welcome to Gita 360. Yesterday, Krishna promised Arjuna that he would reveal a knowledge so rare and so complete that nothing further would remain to be known. Today, that revelation begins. Today, verses 7.4 to 7.6 start by explaining Krishna's relationship with everything that exists on this earth. Earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. These are 8 components of my material energy. Krishna lists the material and psychological world we interact with every single day. He begins with the 5 physical elements: the ground beneath our feet, the water we drink, the warmth of fire, the air we breathe, and the vast space that holds it all together. He then transitions into our inner world, the mind that feels, the intellect that analyzes, and the ego that creates a sense of identity. Together, these 8 comprise Prakriti, Krishna's material nature. Seen this way, the world outside us and the inner world through which we experience it are not separate from its nature. Both belong to the same vast field of creation. But beyond this lower nature, O mighty armed one, I have a superior energy. This is the Jiva Shakti, or the soul energy, which includes all the living souls of this world. After listing the physical and mental elements, Krishna tells Arjuna that this 8-fold nature is his lower nature. But beyond this is his higher nature, Para Prakriti, the living principle by which the world is sustained. This higher nature is consciousness itself. It is the life force that animates the physical body and the presence that keeps the entire universe alive. Krishna is turning our attention away from the changing shell of his lower nature, pointing us towards the all-pervasive, unchanging spirit that sustains the world. Understand that all living beings are manifested from these 2 energies. I am the source of the entire universe, and into me again it dissolves. Krishna brings the 2 together and tells Arjuna that all beings arise from these 2 aspects of his nature. Every object, every person, and every experience is a combination of these 2 forces. Our daily lives are a constant intersection between the changing and the changeless, between the matter we inhabit and the spirit we are. Then he makes an even greater declaration. He is the origin of the entire universe and also its dissolution, the source and also the ultimate destination. He is the origin from which this entire cosmic design emerges, the presence by which it stays alive, and the stillness to which it returns. Yesterday, Arjuna was promised knowledge of the divine. Today, Krishna begins by showing Arjuna that nothing can ever truly exist outside of the divine. Most of us grow up with a particular way of thinking about God. We may picture a specific image we love, visit a temple, sit in prayer, chant a mantra, or turn towards the divine when life becomes difficult. These moments can carry deep meaning. They give our devotion a form and our faith a place to return to. But in these verses, Krishna widens the picture. He begins with the earth beneath us, the water we drink, the fire that gives warmth, the air we breathe, and the space within which life unfolds. Then he moves closer into the mind that thinks, the intellect that understands, and the ego through which we experience the sense of I. Beyond all of these, he points towards the living energy that sustains the world. And then he says that all beings arise from these two aspects of his nature. This can be difficult to understand in a normal way of seeing because we divide life into what feels sacred and what feels ordinary. A temple feels spiritual. A crowded road does not. A moment of prayer feels connected to God. Washing dishes, answering messages, or sitting in traffic seem to belong to a completely different part of life. These verses begin to soften that boundary. If the material world arises from his nature, and the life within every being arises from his higher nature, then the divine cannot be limited only to the moments in which we consciously seek him. The same divinity is present in a place of worship and in the world waiting outside its doors, even if we may not be able to see it. Then Krishna says, he is the origin of the entire universe and also its dissolution. Everything arises from him, exists through his nature, and ultimately returns to him. The question that opened this chapter was how we can come to know the divine more fully. Krishna's first answer is vast. He asks Arjuna to look at existence itself because that is where he is. Thought of the day. We may recognize the divine more easily in some places than in others. Pause for a moment today and reflect. Can I look at something ordinary today and remember that its existence too arises from the same divine source? Thank you for joining me on Gita 360. May we gradually learn to see the divine not only where we go searching for him, but also in the life and existence that surround us every day.